class. I'm not much of a speaker, so if I stumble, forgive me, and I'm probably going to cry, so. And I'd like to point out Mr. Weisenbach. There we go. We're supposed to make you cry, not us cry, so thank you for that almost bad moment out in the crowd. First, I'd like to acknowledge my parents. I don't know where they're sitting, but there they are. Guys, I'd just like to say thanks for putting up with me. Best family ever. I'm serious. And my grandparents are back there too. Big grandpa. For some reason, the seniors of the past few years have all stated their objective in the beginning of their speech. Mr. Weisenbach, I hope I can bring you to tears. I'm sorry, Mr. Weisenbach, that is not my desire. My goal is to allow myself not to cry. But we'll see how that goes. It's funny how you say, or you hear your parents say, boy, high school sure flew by. Let me be the first to publicly agree with them. It has gone by so fast. But I can still remember freshman orientation. It was my first trip ever to Roncalli High School. My dad reassured me that I would not be needing a second pair of underwear. I took some just in case though. Just kidding. Luckily for me, I didn't know any of you in any way, shape, or form. Plus, I'm not Catholic, so I was a little afraid of the immediate separation and embarrassment of not knowing what was going on anyway. Thank you, Father. So I came up with a game plan. Sneak through the ramp entrance. But of course, the seniors wouldn't allow that. They pulled me back in line, and now that I look back on it, I'm really glad they did. I don't know why, but I'm glad they did. I go through the motions of cross-orientation and add some social boundaries to break, seeing how is all the elementary schools stuck together. Yeah, Mooresville group, all one of us. But I made more friends the more I got involved. And believe it or not, I know this is going to be shocking for all of you, so please hold back your gasps. I am athletic enough to make a freshman basketball team. You guys ever hear that teacher that wears Eagles ties and talks with a Philly accent? Never heard of it. So I was a little behind. That's Mr. Litt's, by the way. I was a little behind on the whole religion class and the service hour shindig, but I still did all right. Sophomore year was fun. I joined Euchre Club. Yep, Daniel Ortiz and Cody Smith, undefeated champions. But I didn't play any sports, which was killer for me, because we all know how much I love to move. But it really came out of my frock shell during sophomore year. My inner goofiness was bound to become prevalent. I hate to bring up bad memories, but this was also the year that Mr. Taylor gave me the nickname Creepy Cody. By the way, thank you all of you for backing him up. I thought I'd never live that down. I came so determined to get out of that position of being the weirdo. Thank you, Mr. Tanner. So I decided to focus on social interaction at school. I fell in love with Spanish and school grandma, Senora Gonzalez. I have not met a person who didn't like her, and I personally loved her to death. Unfortunately, my faith got put on the back burner, kind of. That's not good. But I figured making a name for myself, that was worth it. Avoid Creepy Cody at all costs. Too bad I didn't get the memo that those things don't leave. By the way, that's where the headband started. Anyways, somebody's phone's ringing. Anyways, junior year is when it got good. As most of you know, I love to sing. Almost as crazy as the notion that I play sports, but bear with me. I would like to point out the two people who first told me I could sing. Angela Fowler and Kristen Thomas. I'm sorry, you two, if you guys get chased out by the mob later. It was a good thing. But singing in the hallways and sitting in the unforgettable second period class of Mr. Small, my supposed talent was discovered. I actually enjoyed math class to the fullest, being blasted with stats about the Reds. Crowd goes wild. I got involved with some choir activities, and bada bing, bada boom, I'm trying out for the musical. Let me explain something to you all. The scariest moment of my life, besides walking up here, past the scariness of cross orientation and first day jitters, was walking up the stairs to the stage for auditions. I had honestly never sung in front of anybody, sung in front of anybody on the spot, and actually tried singing. But I was about to do it in a pair of skinny jeans, a light seafoam green shirt, and a nice vest over it. I picked out those clothes. But I'm walking up those steps, and I could feel the lump rising in my throat. It's not my Adam's apple, I promise. It was January 13th. Today, I thought for sure I was going to need that second pair of underwear. You're supposed to say your name, and then your music piece's title. I almost forgot my name, and I stumbled through the title of the song. Deep breath. Here we go. And it's already over. I honestly couldn't tell you if I actually sang or not. I don't remember any of it. Time flew by. A few days later, I'm stressing, waiting to see if I made the musical. Yellow Brick Road. Cool. An inanimate object gets walked all over it. It turned out amazing, I must say. And I met my two favorite people in the entire world. Oh gosh, here we go. Sarah Hollow and Mary Kate Hosty. I spent a long time with them. I found that my faith was never stronger than those few months that I spent with them. But as we all know, all good things must come to an end. All good things come to an end like these tears. Oh, my face is going up. Hopefully I don't pass out. I prayed day in and day out, thanking God that I had found my two best friends. The musical ended, and I guarantee you I cried more than anybody else. That's a definite. Okay, sorry, I'm like, oh, I was crying out in the lobby, right? Of course. Last night, the show, and a patron walked up to Miss Anderson, our theater director. Oh, that boy is so sad. Is this his last show? Then Miss Anderson replied, no, actually, it's his first. Embarrassing. But it was sad. I knew I wouldn't spend much time with my best friends anymore. And it's like Rose saying goodbye to Jack at the end of Titanic. I want to go, Jack. Even though we all know she has to watch him sink off into the deep blue water. But I felt so close to God. I knew he'd get me through it. And those two girls went off to graduate last year. And I don't think I've cried any harder than those two goodbyes, but my body went numb, just like it is now. Cried so hard. But just to soften the mood, nobody forgets the backpack streaker. frosh orientation, our senior year. Cool beans. I figured, let's go on that on land project. So I do the fall play. Amazing. Auditions went well for that. Mrs. Bone thought I was a freshman. I must act so mature. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Best 5%. Well deserved. My first playing drama, and I get cast as a psychotic villain. I didn't make it to the bows of our last show without losing it. The waterworks were doing overtime. But it was alright. I didn't know how I managed to pull it off. I discovered I had a twin. Jordan Donica, to most people's surprise. I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. I'd like you to be welcome to Chemistry Level 2, Period 6, aka On Earth Jukebox class. I'm sorry, Miss Barna. I'm not trying to annoy you. I'm just expressing my passion for music. Thank you, Mr. Fanning, by the way, for letting me randomly show up to your class and sing with the choirs. Then the Bankbreakers dominated the Financial Football Championship. Bankbreakers, baby. Mr. Keller sabotaged the game so we lose, and we still won. In your face. Overall year champs. Awesome in a box. Battle of the Bands. 2 words. Freddie Justice. The musical came back, and so did the waterworks for that one. Who could have guessed that one? The best part of the show, I must say, I was able to go on the 5th senior retreat. And I cannot fully explain to you how amazing that experience is for your faith. And if you're one of those juniors that are thinking, I don't think so, I will seriously sit down after this and have a talk with you. It's amazing. Thank you, Mr. Strebe, by the way, for getting on this. I went to my second prom, hard to follow the first, but both were amazing. I sang for the second one. I was amazing. I can't believe it. I just made it this whole speech without singing into the microphone. Just kidding. Senor Charkap's class almost killed me, but thank heavens for Carl Lynch in his videos. Another great class, math with Mrs. Toner. Pre-calc slowly turned into a foreign language class. But if you ever need help, let Mrs. Toner help you out! But senior mass is here now. And as the end comes, I must say a few words to the people in the building and a warning for each class. To the administration, to the staff, to the faculty, anyone that's employed by Roncalli, and even the teachers and random people that are here to help out with the cause and who don't get paid, first of all, I must say I'm sorry. Second of all, I'm going to say I love you, and thank you so much. And thanks to teachers for your knowledge, even if I don't need it in the future. To the freshmen. Oh, the freshmen. Don't be afraid to get involved. Don't cheer. It's not good to be a freshman. Your first decision is to not get involved until later. Do not follow my example. Do everything possible without letting your grades slip. And I'll quote Mary Kate Lucy on her Facebook wall. She has, "Don't let your fear grow bigger than your faith." Get out of your comfort zone next year as sophomores. And put on the headband of justice. To the sophomores on both sides of the gym. Junior year was epic for me. But you have to put yourselves out there for it. It's the year for best friends to be made. the time to prepare for your senior year, which will be following. You'll be upperclassmen, so be smart and set examples. It's easy to fall into traps, but avoid situations where bad outcomes are imminent. You know what I'm talking about. To the juniors, becoming seniors. Apply to colleges early. That's all I have to say for that. Be smarter than the future juniors, which shouldn't be too hard. But since you'll be seniors, you'll think you're on top of the world. Don't get involved with stupid things like drinking or other drugs or sex. Yeah, of course, those things are inevitable for high school students to be involved with. But step up to the Roncalli standards and be above that. I can honestly stand in front of this crowd and proudly tell you that I have not been involved in any of those things. So don't let your guard down. It's easy to give up, but don't. And don't turn your back on God, and you'll make it out safe. All right. I haven't practiced reading this paragraph since I typed it up. My beloved seniors, where to start? This is where I cried writing this essay. Well, we've done it. Look around you. Your friends are there. My friends are there. This is one of the last get-togethers. Oh gosh, I can't read anymore. This is one of our last get-togethers as a whole senior class. I can't believe it. This is goodbye. People say to each other, man, I can't wait to get out of here. I've said that once or twice, I'll admit. I've said many more times how much I'm going to miss this place. And how much all of you mean to me. Sorry, I keep sniffling in the microphone. We spent some of the most critical years of our lives here together. These teachers and staff, us students. I'm never one for goodbyes, as you can tell. But this one may be proving to be the hardest one of them all. Yes, I've earned the title of Crybaby, but I think you're all worth it. Most of you. But I'll cherish every moment I've had here, walking the halls. I shouldn't say walking, more like skipping and running. But I'll cherish every moment of them, the ones that I've spent with you all. I hate to say it, but for the most of us, this is the end of our fellowship. I will not say, do not weep, for not all tears are evil. But I love you all so much. Graduation, oh, how you come so swiftly. Thank you.
Let us pray.